Hey folks, welcome back to Black and White. Here in the Desert Resort, continuing our search for the Team Plasma stages. And, as you may or may not know, I'm not a fan of the Desert Resort. So, I'm going to be grumpy for the first section of this episode. But here we are, Relic Castle, with a new and exciting thing. Rage Candy Bars. You remember Rage Candy Bars? They are a special item from the second generation games in Johto. They were the prime tourist trap of the Lake of Rage. What they're doing here, I have no idea. But they are how we activate these Darmanitans. Darmanitans are the evolution of Darumakas. I'd probably pronounce that horribly, Darumaka. And you may recognize them from the opening cutscene. And these Darmanitans are special, in that they have a special ability that they wouldn't normally have. They have this ability called Zen Mode. So, at the end of a turn in which they've dropped below half health, a certain special thing will happen. Their stats will entirely change, and they will become defensive powerhouses rather than offensive powerhouses. It's a cool idea, but most people prefer them as physical attacking powerhouses, so, like, whatever, it's not very popular, but it's still a unique ability that is cool and fun. And if you ever get more Rage Candy Bars, which you can do, I forget how, you can come and catch more of them if you so desire. But enough of that, into the resort. Or the castle, or whatever. Anywho, editing out all the stuff that you don't need to see, we are down at the bottom floor again, and now we can either go up here to exit, or climb up this dune over here to go deeper into the castle. Now what we have here is A, Team Plasma Grunt, who cares, but also B, a really annoying and stupid and poorly designed maze, which we will get to after we deal with this grunt. Now, I can actually give them credit for having this grunt here, because if they're not gonna have the sages fight, they may as well have somebody fight. And this grunt is actually pretty difficult. A level 64 crocodile is not something to be taken lightly when you're in your low 50s. Especially if it has Outrage, like that. Outrage is a dragon-type move that is really powerful, and, and this crocodile has Moxie, which raises attack whenever it kills something, which it probably will, because it's such a high level with such a powerful move. Be careful. It may be in your best interest to send out a strong defensive Pokemon to endure hits while it uses Outrage and eventually confuses itself so that it doesn't increase its attack. So here, a good strategy would have been to heal Berlanga and let him confuse himself so that I can use Surf and take him out eventually. But no, such was just not my plan, I guess. But yeah. Even though he only has one Pokemon, it's a dangerous Pokemon. You've dealt with crocodiles before, so you should have a general idea, but you'll want to be on your toes. And down it goes. It will give you plenty of experience, though, so that's a plus. And now we have a maze. This is something of a grid of almost identical square rooms. It's really terrible, basically. Because a lot of the rooms do look pretty much identical. There are no signs showing you which way you might want to go. You just have to kind of run around blindly and hope you find what you're looking for. And if you're looking to exit, here it is. This is the exit. I wasn't looking to exit, but I didn't realize this was the exit at the time, so here I am. I'm exiting. And I'm showing this just so I can complain about, God damn it, I hate everything. Like, this is a really cool idea. It's like an underground, deserted, ancient civilization. But it just is not fun level design. And why couldn't they have some sort of ancient elevator rather than all these stairs? It's just tedious. But it is good to come up here because of TM26 Earthquake. Those familiar with powerful moves and their ilk will be familiar with Earthquake as a 100 base power ground-type move. Basically a mainstay of, I don't know, 50% of physical attackers in the metagame. Devastates tons of things. Highly recommended for anyone who enjoys using ground-type moves, such as Berlanga. And that's basically the only reason to walk out rather than use an escape rope or something. And this is the point where I realized I had just exited without doing what I wanted to do. I wish you could have heard my frustration, but again, I'm a silent seether. Okay, here we are again, and if you follow the path that I'm following here, you will reach the destination that you want to get to. Otherwise, you can just stumble around, and eventually you'll get there, I guess. It's a simple path, but there's no reason for you to take this path. There are no indicators whatsoever. But anyway, here is the sage, Ryoku. Calm Mind, excellent psychic type move. It raises both special attack and special defense by 1 stage, so it's very good for tanks. Hello, it's Looker once again. Yeah, so it's apparently not clear whether or not they're really father and son. Who knows? And of course there's, you know, genetic versus actual, like, who raised him. But all that is irrelevant because we have a almost kind of legendary Pokemon here. It's not really legendary, but it's hidden in a dungeon and a super high level, so I'm gonna call it kind of, basically. This thing is Volcarona. It's level 70, which is the highest we've seen so far, but it's not actually a legendary because it evolves from a Pokemon called Larvesta, which you can, in fact, obtain before this. It does evolve at a really high level. It's really tedious to raise one on your own, so you may just want to catch this if it's just for completion. It's a Firebug type Pokemon, which is rare, and it's a little surprising that it's not a Firefly. I mean, that would be the logical thing. But oh well. And look at that, just one-shotted Manfred of all things. You may want to save catching the high-level legendaries, or almost legendaries, for when you are a higher level, when you've completed Eastern Unova. But if you want to come now and, like, use your Master Ball, or if you have some durable Pokemon or something, feel free. He does have Quiver Dance, which just make things destroy you even more. So, yeah, good luck. Don't underestimate his powers. course, Silverwind rages every single one of his stats, so I'm just not in a good position right now. It would probably be a good idea to just do away with the formalities and throw my Pokeball, because I still have that 100% catch rate cheat on. But hey, you know, keep on trucking past me. Yep, there we go, wised up. Dusk Balls are a good idea in here, because this is a cave or something similar, so Dusk Balls will be 4 times effective. Very good, very fun. And Volcarona is caught. Now then, there are only 2 sages left, and we will be dealing with one of them in this episode. And it's a sage very close to home. You may remember that there was this body of water before, when we first passed by, we were like, hey, body of water, we can't do anything here. So this may actually be one of the first areas you explore in the post-game, but for whatever reason I decided to put it off. And ooh, look, this is a certain special thing that we can now access because we A, can surf, or B, can use the fishing rod, as I'm attempting to do here. And you will run into different Pokemon depending on whether or not you fish or surf. If you fish, you have a very good chance of running into a Basculin. A very, very, very good chance. But, if you fish out a Basculin from one of those, like, whirlpool spots or whatever, it will be, more often than not, the opposite color Basculin from what is most common in your version. So if you care about that, great, feel free. And it was a high level, that's cool and all, but whatevs. Not a huge deal. Anywho, this is a new route with new trainers with nothing new to show us. Since you can access this area before you beat the Elite Four, there's nothing new to see, there's nothing too interesting, as this person says. I wouldn't call it refreshing, I'd call it a little boring. But this is basically the only water route in the game, basically. There's one area that's sort of a water route. But this is the only place you'll deal with water currents, as made famous by the route near Pacific, which I can still not pronounce. Pacific being in the 3rd generation games in Hoenn. But anyway, surfing, Toxic is a good thing. Toxic, water currents. I don't know, water routes just have lost all their appeal for me, so, whatevs. And if you do wait until the post-game to come here, you will be over-leveled. Most of the people here, I believe, have level 30-ish Pokemon. And it's all stuff you've seen before. A Deep Sea Tooth is a special item used to evolving Clamperl into one of its 2 evolutions. I believe it applies to Huntail. A Deep Sea Scale would evolve it into Gorobis. Neither of which you'll see. And here we have something of an island with trainers that we don't care about, and buildings, and so much stuff that you can explore, but there's no reason to, unless you're training. Yeah, so this is the egg that I was mentioning, well, I didn't specifically mention an egg before. This is a Larvesta egg, which evolves eventually into Volcarona, which we caught a few minutes ago. So if you feel you want to waste all that time, feel free to do this. I can't remember if Volcarona can breed. I'm not sure. I mean, considering there's an egg for a Larvesta, it would make sense that it can breed. But hey, whatevs. You can do that. If you want to raise a level 1 Pokemon to level 59 and evolve it into a Volcarona, feel free. And there is HM05 Waterfall. Waterfall is an HM that's kind of danced around between HM numbers. It used to be, I believe, like 7 or 8. I completely forget what. But now it's HM5, which used to be Flash. It's weird. I don't quite understand it. But it is a good physical water move. It has better accuracy than Aqua Tail. So that would be the reason to use it in a competitive area. But other than that, it's basically decent in-game physical water move. Unfortunately, I can't get it till kind of late. And here it is, Rude, the second to last Sage. And Double Team. If you ever try to use this competitively, you'll get kicked out, basically. And now there's only one Sage left, and we'll deal with him next time.